Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. As you can see by the title, we're gonna review the first 3 episodes of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show that just started airing like last week. But I was on vacation and I was fighting a bee while Kenobi, rhymes, was airing. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, I was actually doing that, and it was exhausting and scary. In my country where I was on vacation, it has a lot of animals and they all attacked me, so this happened, whatever. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, the long-awaited show. I mean, what happened? Is it good? Is it bad? It's a disaster in my opinion. There are so many things I want to say about this show, but I also don't have anything to say about it because it's just a disaster in my opinion. It's another Luke Skywalker type of story where we see a very, traumatized and sad and depressed Obi-Wan Kenobi just being led everywhere. He doesn't do anything on his own, and the one time he decides to do something on his own, he basically just runs away like a little girl. So the Obi-Wan Kenobi show revolves around Obi-Wan finding a new purpose in his life, namely being the babysitter of Leia. Princess Leia Organa. We follow her on her journey to get Obi-Wan in as much trouble as she can because she's a spoiled little brat, and I don't know how they managed to make Princess Leia unlikable. But I must say, Princess Leia is still a great character. The fact that in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show she is annoying, it's not her fault. And the kid, the actress, she's actually a very good actress. With what she's given, she's doing a good job. It's not her fault that the character sucks. So back to the premise. So Obi-Wan has to save Leia because she was kidnapped, and it's very stupid. I'm gonna be very plain in my description here, because instead of Bail Organa, who is the father of Leia, instead of going to a bounty hunter or literally anyone else, he goes to the #1 public enemy in the galaxy, namely Obi-Wan Kenobi. Wherever Obi-Wan Kenobi goes, danger will follow, aka he will put Leia and also probably Luke in danger just by being outside, out of hiding. It doesn't make sense. If you want to protect your kid, don't send #1 public enemy after her. It's so stupid. Things just happen out of nowhere in this show. The other, I guess, premise of the show revolves around our main antagonist, who is actually Riva. So Riva, she's an inquisitor, and she just, like screaming and throwing tantrums. And she's magical because she magically appears out of thin air wherever she needs to be. It's insane. She's freaking magic, this girl. So for episode 1, I'm gonna put this cheat sheet, because if you want to follow me for more reviews of series and movies, go to my Instagram account called Lady Manda Reviews, and I think I'm gonna name this YouTube channel as well Lady Manda Reviews because it makes more sense, kinda. I'm still unsure, but you let me know down below what do you think about that. Should I change it from Yodamai? Because I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, so in episode 1, we meet a very sad Kenobi on Tatooine, our favorite planet in the universe, yay! Where he watches over young Luke Skywalker. So it is his life mission, as we know, to protect Luke, to look over galaxy's only hope, Luke Skywalker, right? Well, wrong. So he's presented as a very unable to use the Force. He's begging Qui-Gon, the ghost, the spirit of Qui-Gon, to appear so he can, help him, that's the only good thing about this episode. Obi-Wan trying to connect to Qui-Gon, and I wished we saw more of that. Be like Master like every 5 seconds, because he needs guidance. He actually needs guidance. He's a bit lost, and that is understandable. But I think that they are building to Liam Neeson appearing, which is great because I love Liam Neeson, I love Qui-Gon, and that would be nice. So afterwards, in episode 1, we meet the Inquisitors, who are a joke. You have the Grand Inquisitor, who just looks ridiculous. Obviously, he cannot be as good as in the animation, but their fan, films and cosplay that looks better than this. It looks ridiculous. And then you have the other Inquisitor, who is the guy from Fast and Furious, who actually is a very good actor, but in this, he's like, I don't know, it's funny. They're supposed to be intimidating and scary, but they're all funny and ridiculous. So obviously we also meet Leia, who is so annoying, and people are saying, well, Princess Leia was always snarky and, bratty kinda, but she's a 10-year-old girl. No. Just behave like a kid, she's like, well, this and you're this, and like no, that doesn't make sense. She's a kid, come on. Another thing about episode 1 is the fact that we have this ridiculous chasing scene, I don't know, where you have these 3 or 4 mercenaries going after Princess Leia. It's so ridiculously filmed, like it's so bad, it's badly choreographed, and they're just, because Leia is a little kid, right, and she cannot run that fast, and so the bad guys behind her are just like slowing themselves down, and like, it's so ridiculous. This shouldn't be like that in such an expensive show and such a beloved, they're such beloved characters, and it looks fake. It doesn't look good. So on to episode 2. I guess the biggest thing that happened in episode 2 is Riva revealing to Obi-Wan Kenobi that Anakin is Darth Vader, which doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't make sense. First of all, it was anticlimactic. I was like, did you just do, like, what? Huh? Excuse me? And then you think about it, well, he should actually know that, because didn't he like learn about that in Revenge of the Sith? Or even if he didn't learn about it, but I remember pretty well that he saw, the video recording. Then another thing about episode 2 is you have this shooting scene on the rooftop where Obi-Wan is shooting with these other bounty hunters, and they're shooting at him, and it's like, then 1 second later, he's just walking towards Leia, like you were up there and you were like, people were shooting at you, and like 1 second later you're here, like, how? Yeah, okay. You have this fake Jedi. I think it was a funny scene. I think that this was actually kind of cool at the beginning. I was like, what? But it was funny. It was well made. That was nice to have this kind of grifter Jedi. That was fine. Again, you have Leia being shown as this little brave warrior, where she, like, people are shooting her, people are chasing her. She was basically kidnapped, and she's just like, it's fine, it's like, it's fine. You're 10, you should be shaken, you should be shook, you should be scared, you should be terrified, and you're like, okay, it's fine. No. Like, how emotionless are you? Like, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show feels so soulless. Stupid, hollow, soulless. It doesn't have a heart. Like, people just act as if nothing happens. Like, no, it's bad. And again, about Obi-Wan Kenobi in this episode, he just, I guess it kind of like he lost his it factor, he lost his presence. He's just not, the Obi-Wan Kenobi he once was, which on one hand, duh, obviously, but on the other hand, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's not your average Jedi. I hate this show so much. Now, at last, we come to the rematch of the century, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. Whoa, it should be mind-blowing and amazing. It shouldn't be happening, really, but if you're gonna do it, you have to do that justice. But we ended up with Obi-Wan Kenobi just like running away from Darth Vader, while Darth Vader, snaps people's neck, and it's Obi-Wan is just there, and then out of nowhere Obi-Wan is over there, and then Darth Vader is here, and then Obi-Wan is like, oh no, and then he runs away, and then Darth Vader finds him, and then Obi-Wan is like, and then he runs away, and then they kind of fight. I don't know if I can call this a fight. And Obi-Wan is like, okay, no, I cannot, like, I'm weak. And Darth Vader is like throwing him back and forth and force choking him and all those things, and it's like, Kenobi, bro, please do something, because this is just humiliating. I feel like this is humiliating. Obi-Wan Kenobi, first of all, he is not a coward. He wouldn't just run away. You know, the one time he decided to do something is, I mean, he sent off Leia with the woman so, you know, he can distract Darth Vader, because Vader would sense him. So I'm like, okay, this is something good that you're doing. You're gonna, you know, go and distract him. But 1 second later, I thought that he would go out on the street and do something, you know, about the people that are dying around him. And no, he just ran away. And I'm like, excuse me? Why? I get it. He has, I guess, not been using the Force for 10 years, but again, this is not some random Jedi. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Master Jedi, and you're telling me that he's literally incapable of doing anything. Not even with the Force, but wherever he goes, he's just led there. Like, people tell him what to do, where to go, and he's just like, okay. And Leia is just like leading him everywhere, and he's like, okay. And I'm like, why are you listening to a 10-year-old girl? Like, why? And it's just like, I don't know, back to the fight. It was so fake. I was like, am I watching a fan movie? I don't even want to insult fan films, because people actually try their best, you know, with limited budgets. And this is like $1 million or more. And this is the best thing you can do. This is bad. You know, I get it. The fights in the originals were also kind of silly, but it was the 80s, actually 70s and 80s, and it is okay if the fights are silly, but this is 2022, 21, maybe they filmed that in 21, and this is the best you can do. You have all those resources, and you just no, it looks bad. It's badly shot. It looks cheap. I'm sorry, it looks cheap. It looks fake. It looks bad. It looks very bad. I guess the one thing I like about this episode is Leia, at least she showed some sort of emotion. You know, she was like, you know, I'm actually scared. You know, I miss my father and my mom. And these are normal feelings that she should be having, and not like, it's fine. You know, this is what a kid should behave like, you know, just have emotion and feelings and be scared and sad, and not just like soulless person. Like, Leia has never been soulless and hollow, but it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. Maybe it will improve. We'll see. I like that Vader came into town and just was evil. You know, he wasn't like, I don't know, he was doing the things that you would kind of expect him to do. And I know some people are saying he usually Vader wouldn't kill people out of nowhere, like without a reason, but I think that the reason that he would kill all those people is to get Kenobi's attention, because he knew that Kenobi was there and watching, and he was like, you know, I'm just gonna torture and kill all these people, so he just comes out. And I think it was a nice suspense, and I would expect, you know, Obi-Wan to come out and actually be brave, but we did not get that. The last thing I'm gonna say about the first 3 episodes, they were supposed to be, or actually the first 2 episodes were supposed to draw people into the show. And I know that many people actually love and like this show, and okay, that's fine. But there are many people that are as well, like me, complaining about it and pointing out all the stupid things that are happening, and I think it's so it's so dumb that they're calling people toxic, and people are saying that there's this whole narrative around the Star Wars fandom that we're all toxic and stuff. So if you criticize someone or something, then immediately you're like toxic. Why can't you enjoy things? We'll make something good and I'm gonna enjoy it, you know. Tokyo Vice, for example, I'm gonna review this show at some point. It's really good, you know. Why would I complain about something that I like? If you do a good thing, I'm gonna like it, and I'm not gonna complain. It's not because I'm toxic or those ist words, you know. It's not that. And about Kenobi, I wrote something on my post that I'm gonna, you know, read. Rebels, the animated show, was more or less in the same time period. Obviously, we do see an older Kenobi, but in that we see a very calm, collected, very skillful Obi-Wan, and you know, he outwits Darth Maul, who is another amazing figure in the Star Wars universe. And he still feels like a Jedi, you know. He acts like a Jedi. He is a Jedi, and I don't see how this Obi-Wan Kenobi, this Disney version, is gonna become this. And obviously Obi-Wan in A New Hope. How is this Obi-Wan Kenobi, who cannot do anything, who is just incapable of doing anything, cannot use the Force, has lost his intelligence, his bravery, he's traumatized and depressed and sad. How is this Obi-Wan Kenobi gonna become this Obi-Wan Kenobi? It doesn't make sense, and it's stupid. And I did get a comment under this post that the person said something like, well, Obi-Wan Kenobi has a PTSD, you know, he has to come back from it. And I'm like, I'm just so tired of all those characters being mentally ill, or people making them be mentally ill. I'm not saying that it's wrong to have, you know, to have depression and PTSD. It's not. It's obviously. But I'm just saying, Luke Skywalker did not have depression, anxiety, or PTSD. It was so manufactured. His whole story was so manufactured. How he was about to kill his own grandson, or whatever, his nephew. It doesn't make sense. Again, with the same with Obi-Wan. I get it, he went through a lot. I mean, he went through hell, but that doesn't mean that he's mentally ill now, and that's why he's like that. He has depression and anxiety and PTSD. It's not like that. I mean, am I the writer? No, but I don't think that George Lucas, in his mind, when he was writing Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope, he thought, you know what, this person is gonna have depression and PTSD and all those things. No, he was like, yes, he's very scarred, he's still sad, he's tortured from all of this, but he's still gonna do his best to be his best self for Luke and also Leia. This, as I said in my post, you know, the writers of the shows are writing something that has no soul, it has no passion, it has no love for Star Wars. They don't care about the canon, they don't care about the characters, they don't care about Star Wars, they care about, I guess, their agenda and their propaganda and all of these things. The dialogue is bad, it feels very cheap, and it just has no soul, it has no heart. And Star Wars is one of the greatest stories ever told, and no one will ever change that. And the fact that they have reduced Star Wars to this meaningless thing, this soulless product, is devastating. It's really devastating. I don't know. It's really sad. It's actually really sad what they're doing. And if you like Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, it's fine, you know, I cannot do anything about that. I'm not gonna fight you on that because I don't care. But my opinion is this sucks, and the next 3 episodes I'm gonna react to them. I couldn't react to obviously the first 3 because I was on vacation and it was just, I was so exhausted. We were moving hotels every day and towns, and like 3 or 4 hour, 5 hour actually rides between the cities. It was bad. Like where should I react to them? It was hard. So do let me know down below, what do you think of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show? This is gonna be a long video, but it's Star Wars and I have a lot of things to say, and I hope you bear with me. Maybe I will cut this video into parts, we'll see. Do let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, may the force be with Star Wars, because it needs it.